On top of remodeling the structure behind me, which once was the Lindbergh Motel, the new owner must also figure out the floodplain issues and regulations, simply because the Passumpsic River runs right behind the structure itself. Although we are at the end of October, clearly there's already a good amount of snow on the ground. This may mean an early start to the winter season for Burke Mountain Resort. All they would need to get us started is a little less sunshine and just a little bit more snow. No new information has been presented regarding this case. However, South Burlington Police Chief Trevor Whipple is optimistic in saying anything is possible. While the new laws in the state of Vermont were created to stop youth and young adults from using vaping products, there are a few vaping companies that believe that these new laws will actually push Vermonters to use the traditional combustible cigarettes now that they are the much cheaper option.
Well, the Make-A-Wish Foundation is sending a Wish kid and her family to Paris.
Kiernan Brisson caught up with the 12-year-old foodie and her family before they left for the airport.
Hey, Sophia. Hi, Sophia.
Hi.
12-year-old Sophia Calderwood of Milton, Vermont has always wanted to visit the city of love, to hone her skills in the kitchen with the very best. Due to a life-threatening genetic condition, Sophia's dream had almost been stifled. However, thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Sophia's dream will come true, and her family will be right by her side.
I love your beret.
Probably, it's special for me because I thought it was amazing and all that.
Lunig's Bistro and Cafe hosted a send-off party for Sophia and her family.
I know more French than her.
While her future may be uncertain, Sophia certainly has a bright smile and an even brighter outlook on whatever future is ahead of her.
It's the best part of my job. I've got a great job, you know, and what I am actually, though, is I just represent a network of support all around the state and all around the country of people that just want someone to know that they care.
I think this has just been a desire of hers to go to Paris. Like, she just loves Paris.
With a limousine to escort them down Church Street and to the airport. Well-wishers and bystanders attended the event to wish Sophia and her family a safe trip.
I'm very proud of all of her accomplishments and the young lady she is.
Kiernan Brisson, Channel 3 News, Burlington.
We have a follow-up here. The Vermont Department of Environmental Conservation is testing soil and water samples from around the state to check for toxic PFAS chemicals. Kiernan Brisson went to Montpelier to get you an update and see what the risks are tonight.
Several years ago, 3 years ago, there were over 300 private wells in Bennington, Vermont that were found to be contaminated with PFOA.
Since that time, VDEC has been collecting and testing samples from those sites, learning all about the different types of harmful chemicals that can be present in drinking water and soil.
We're also going to focus on a few additional industries. There may be more, but we've, in this plan, identified electroplaters and car washes as a potential for there to be PFAS.
Vermont's state legislature required all public water supplies to be tested as well. It does not take a large presence of these chemicals to be damaging to human health, and the state has strict standards for how much can exist in the water.
Part per trillion is a very, very, very small number, and I've heard comparisons like that to really put it in perspective. A couple of drops of water in an Olympic-sized swimming pool, the likes of that. It's a very, very small amount.
One of the biggest dangers with these chemicals is the fact that they don't immediately affect the body. Their adverse effects occur over time due to prolonged exposure. So, you might not know that you're sick until you already have a very large amount of these chemicals in your body.
We know that PFAS can affect a child's ability to learn and can affect a child's behavior and growth. PFAS can affect a woman's chance of getting pregnant. PFAS can interfere with the body's natural hormones. PFAS can adversely affect the immune system. PFAS can increase cholesterol levels, and PFAS can increase a person's risk of getting some types of cancer. PFAS can interfere with the body's natural hormones. PFAS can adversely affect the immune system. PFAS can increase cholesterol levels, and PFAS can increase a person's risk of getting some types of cancer.
Kiernan Brisson, Channel 3 News, Montpelier. Sadness is the feeling of the Burlington District Courthouse on Monday as Joshua Granger of Winooski is arraigned for the murder of Jared Streeter, a resident of Milton. The events that occurred this past Saturday have been described as an avoidable incident that should not have taken place. Friends and family members of Jared attended the arraignment hearing where Granger pled not guilty to the act of second-degree murder. The police station has told us during a recent press conference that this all started with a fight that occurred at the Blue Bridge.
It's life, but there's no reason to solve your problems with a fight in such a dangerous location in a way where the hazards are so clear. I'm sure if everybody could turn back the clock, they would.
The fight is said to have occurred over a woman that both parties had a history with. The two agreed to fight one another to resolve the dispute. However, there was no indication of murder being a desired outcome. Friends of Streeter are in mourning, the reality of his absence still fresh in their minds and hearts.
I know that Jared was a great friend to everyone and a great family member, and he's going to be missed.
When asked what they would like to see as an outcome of this murder trial, the answer has been unanimous.
Justice for Jared. So justice needs to happen, whatever that be, it needs to be served.
This has been Kiernan Brisson for Channel 3 News. Good evening, I'm Kiernan Brisson. We'll have all of your local headlines in just a moment, but first, meteorologist Robert Grimm joins us with a first look at the weather. Robert, we had a little bit of rain this early afternoon, and then it stopped. Should we hold on to our umbrellas? At Monday night's school board meeting, members of the Kingdom East School District were able to voice some of their concerns regarding negotiations between the board, faculty, and staff of the district. Topics ranged from fair pay and benefits for employees to contract negotiations with outside companies, one of which impacted cooks at the Miller's Run School and others around the area, after a contract was signed at the beginning of the school year with the Abbey Group. This raised some questions for cooks at the school who cited that they weren't aware of what was going on. A man who police say led them on a high-speed pursuit in Lyndonville was arraigned in court today. State police say 29-year-old Michael King of St. Johnsbury was traveling at speeds of 80 to 100 miles per hour yesterday when he crashed into a home at 1559 Red Village Road. After years of battling, Calix Ambulance Service is now a part of St. Johnsbury's town budget rather than a special appropriation. This means they are under a 3-year contract with the town of St. Johnsbury rather than an appropriated item to be voted on and discussed annually on town meeting day. Dog Mountain was mentioned as being one of the best places to travel during the month of October. Travel and Leisure wrote an article listing places from all over the country to travel to, and the Northeast Kingdom was mentioned, highlighting Dog Mountain. Pam McCann, who is the general manager, says that being in the article motivates them to do bigger and better things at the mountain. She also said that having the amazing views to go along with the gallery is what really makes this place so special.